Hello everybody, just thought I'd make a little video on the Tetraponera Rufonigra today. These guys have been on my list for a very long time now, ever since I saw Pro Geek's colony nesting in this massive log and just all the holes and nest entrances they've created. I've had these guys for the past couple of weeks now, and they're turning out to be one of my favourites. I don't know what it is, it's just something about this sleek, long design and just the aggressive nature that they hold. My plan for these guys, once they reach about 500 workers, is to have a nice big natural aquarium type setup with a lovely piece of wood as a centerpiece in the middle for them to nest in and burrow. But for the time being, they're in this hexagon cork ant nest, and as time progresses, I know for a fact they're going to start digging into the cork, making it their own, so they can fit more chambers and more brood, which I think is going to look rather cool, as these guys do like to dig in wood. They absolutely love it. But they're also so good at chewing, they can actually chew through acrylic and other materials like 3D printing. So that's something to keep in mind when you're picking out the right nest for them. As far as my parameters go, I'm keeping them pretty dry, to be honest. I have been hydrating a tiny little area of the nest, mainly just for them to drink, and they seem to be more than happy with it. I'm keeping them about 26 degrees, as I do with most of my species, and they seem to be pretty fine with that, being quite active around the nest and scurrying into the outworld occasionally to go get some sugars and protein. I'm mainly feeding them dubias and lobster roaches currently, but I think I'll have a little go at feeding them superworm, but I'm not too sure, as most of my other colonies don't really seem to take a liking to them, so it'd be interesting to see what these guys think of them. They're known as arboreal stingers, and they really do like to climb, and they also pack quite a punch with their stinger, and I've heard it can hurt quite a bit. I'm yet to be stung, but I'm kind of curious to see what it'd feel like. But while this colony's small, they do seem to be quite shy. Whether that will change as they grow bigger and they decide to be a bit more punchy with me when it comes to opening the lid to the outworld, feeding, but that aggression really isn't there yet. They are quite a widely distributed species, covering most of Southeast Asia, and therefore that makes them quite widely available on the market. Queens of this species are actually semi-claustral, so they will actually go out and hunt to catch prey to bring back to their nest to feed to their brood. This is due to them lacking the reserves to feed their larvae. This colony is doing really well, having big groupings of eggs and larvae. They haven't got any pupae yet, but I don't think it'll be too long before they do. As far as colony sizes go, from the information I've read, they reckon colonies to normally hold between 300 and 1,000 workers, but I take that sort of information with a grain of salt. Due to the queen and her egg production and how much you feed in them takes a big impact on how a colony grows. I've read that the queens can live up to 12 years old, but I feel like more of an average would be between 8 and 10 years, which I think is plenty for a species like this, as they're not as much of a commitment, whereas something like Lasius niger, where queens have been reported to live up to 28, is kind of crazy to me. These guys are quite big ants, with the queens averaging between 12 and 15 millimeters, and the workers averaging about 10 to 12 millimeters. So there's some pretty good size on them, which makes them super fun to watch, as you can see them really well. But for now, I think that's all I've got to say on them. And I just can't recommend this species enough for someone who's a bit more experienced and has been keeping ants for a little bit. They are super interesting and super fun to watch, and just the way they behave is just incredible. But if you did like this video, it'd be nice if you would like and subscribe and hit that bell icon, as I'm hoping to be a lot more frequent on my uploads. for now, and it's just been a busy last couple of weeks. And then hopefully the next video that goes out is on my Memesia nigrocincta that should be here tomorrow. So stay tuned and goodbye.